So, kind of ready to go. The last bit I've done is to work on this. So we have the coupling nuts, and then I secured them with the nuts and I unscrewed them a bit, so I've got a bit of a gap in between the two, so I can tighten up the top screws as much as possible. And then I added a bit of a anchor, or whatever you want to call it, at the bottom, just to make sure this sticks really seriously well into the concrete. Right, so the first attempt was a massive fail. So now I've had a second attempt. That's the pole. Let's make sure it's a little. Oh, still going straight. No, it's not. This is way trickier than I thought it would be. Okay, that's starting to get pleasantly surprised. Just need to go down a bit more. Make sure that we are. Yes, we need something a bit more like that, which moves it from the centre. So, here we go again. Oh, that felt right. That is good enough. No, that is actually really good. That is really good. Right, so now I need to make sure it points to the hole. So I'm going to take my fishing rod and do my best to. I mean, that is. So maybe it needs to be. I don't know. That is very good. Okay, is it a bit more to that in that direction? I think. I think that is very good. Let me show you. So, putting that over there and the pole. Okay, so maybe back a tiny bit. I'll do a few minor adjustments. Okay, that's good. That can still be. There's still tiny bits in that. Yeah. No supports. Yeah, that's odd. Huh? That's what it says. And yep. So this side. Right, so that's straight. That's straight. Yep, it's all straight. And as far as I can tell, it's pointing to the pole. South Pole, that is. Here, on the upside down of the world. So that's going there, that's going. Yep. If this is not correct, then I don't know what to do. But yeah, I'm gonna let that set now. Yep. So it has been 2 weeks since the first pour. It should ideally be a month for it to be 100% set, but it should be at roughly 75% now. And I finally got some clear skies, partially clear skies tonight. So at least I'll get a chance to just check the pole alignment. So the idea is that I get a mount on here and I get my my ASCA 103 APO on top, which is much lighter than my C925. Hopefully they'll be way lighter than anything that could get close to breaking this. So I'm going to put the mount head on for the first time. That'll be not as exciting as the pole alignment, but it's going to be a bit exciting. Oh, this is heavy. Oh. Crowning glory. So the next thing would be to get this grub screw down. It doesn't attach it, but it sits in the middle and it pivots around it. So it's making sure that it doesn't move sideways. Just requires some jiggling around, and then it's eased up a bit. Actually, I'm not even going to do it any further down, because the key is that this prevents it from moving sideways. Obviously, it's not attaching it, but that's what the bolt on the side is going to do. Yeah, so to actually secure it, got these M8 bolts on the sides, but I'm just going to put them in place to prevent it from toppling off, because these obviously can't be fully screwed in when the mount has been pole aligned. Probably need to get a pair that's slightly longer, because it needs to obviously be able to move as I adjust it. Well, actually I should be using the adjusting screws, but yeah, so the idea is that it should be able to pivot around the central attachment to pole align it. And once that's done, I'm securing these. Once I've done the altitude, I'm securing these, and I'm securing these. So it's not securing, which is good, because it's not supposed to be moving about. Awesomeness. So I've got my ASCA 103 APO on top, and yeah, I'm going to put the counterweight bar on. I'm just wondering, okay, it doesn't weigh as much as the telescope, but it's not very far from it, to be honest. The telescope weighs less than one of the counterweights, because they're 10 kilos each. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this is actually balanced, because I don't think I'm going to need it very far out if I put it like that. And because I'm an aspiring Kiwi, so I always got bare feet, so I better get the feet crusher safety on, like that, and then we'll see how it behaves. Right, it's hooked up off my best of my abilities, and we're kind of ready to go. I just can't help stop being fascinated about just how absolute, even when I got my SCT and 15 kilos riding on this, it's just amazing how it's like feather touch, and it's just so smooth. My EQ6, it's good and it's balanced, but it's not like this where you can like just touching it, barely touching it, it just floats around when it's balanced. Yeah, okay, very silly, but I like it. Right, so I've been polar lining for quite some time. The clouds parted, so I had a clear sky finally, and I've been on target several times. I fastened all the bolts, and it's off target. So you need to figure out how much will it shift when you secure it, when you fasten all the bolts. So you misalign it sufficiently so that it actually ends up perfect once you fasten everything. So it took it took quite a long time. It took at least a beer, and that's for me a decent amount of time. And this is what I managed to achieve in the end. And to be honest, that will just have to do. I can do this again sometime later. The key thing is that this is telling me that I didn't screw up. I do not have an ornamental 150 kilo concrete pillar out of my decking. I actually got a pier, an astronomical pier that is capable of pointing a telescope towards the South Pole. I am so happy.